Right, welcome to a room tour, a games room tour and a channel update. My first channel update for the Marathon Gaming channel. There's a few things we're going to discuss and we're going to look at as we go through the games collection, what games we've got, what we've been playing, what we want to be playing and collecting in the future, and what's new in the games room. So I'm going to take a little walk around. I'm going to go through each section. Try not to keep this a long video, try and keep it short and sweet. First of all, hello ladies on the old wall. Nintendo Switch collection. I'm going to do a separate video on this because I think we're at almost 200 games strong. I still do trade games out and get rid of games I don't like. I play everything before I put it in the collection. So down here are the games I'm yet to play. If I move those loose carts out. So we've got Advance Wars, Monstrum, Captain Toad. I've actually played that, but only digitally. I wanted to give it another go in case I don't want to keep it. Again, I've only played a Nightmare demo for Little Nightmares 2. And the Lego games, I picked these up, I think, at a boot sale or Facebook Marketplace. I'm not sure if they're for me, so I'm going to try them out. I'll chuck those back on here. I still do trade things in. I've not been to... I normally trade at retro gaming shops independently, not at CEX. I will trade in at CEX if it's something specifically I want. I'll save up for a voucher. Obviously, CEX don't take the older stuff. They don't take any of this Atari on the right. And the retro gaming shops won't want some of the games. They're probably not interested in some of the kiddie titles down there. But yeah, this is basically... So there's a bit of everything. Mega Drive, there's NES, there's Xbox, there's PS1, there's Switch. So there are games which I'll have play for a bit. If there's no nostalgia for me or personal reasons for me to want to keep it, and I can't relate to the game, then I will... If it's not a treasure for me, then I will move it on. Because at the end of the day, retro gaming is a very expensive hobby. There's not enough space for everything, and nothing's forever. At some point, things will get moved on. The more things I've got, which I've got no love for, the harder it would be to get rid of them. So I'm not holding on to things as an investment by any means. So there are things that are getting moved on, and I'm definitely not a full set collector. So moving away from the Switch, we have the Shrine. The Shrine. Hello, ladies, again. The Shrine that is... I mean, this got out of hand, really. I mean, I wanted this. Ed beat me to it at the old Retro Realm, Scott Sega Zombie shop in Ipswich. I managed to pick that up off eBay. I think with him on eBay. And then there's lots of other little bits. There's a pop, there's a key ring, there's an original. There's lots of different Gremlins stuff here, which, again, don't know how it started. Don't know where it's going. I don't know how it's going to finish. So, yeah, I don't know what the crack is with that. A few older consoles, which I've got in the cupboard, not on show. Some real old, Commodore 64, that sort of stuff. Spectrum, couldn't really get them to work. Got all the cassettes, power supplies, picked them up at boot sales. Haven't been able to get to play them. Dragon 32, I picked that up from a friend because that was a console that my dad had and remembered, so I wanted to pick that up. Again, not been able to play it. And this was a bit of a weird one. I was with Goldtooth up in Doncaster. I've forgotten the name of the shop. That's going to bug me. I'll edit it in a video because it's a very big one that you all know about. Gebs 24 is always down there. Goldtooth's always down there. Don't know how it slipped my brain. But anyway, I saw this, and it's pretty rare. Amstrad system I've not seen before. I have been warned that the power supply can go bang. Someone did, I think, warn me of that. There's a few bits, so they're just dotted around for space. Like, what am I doing with it? Obviously, I've been talking a lot about the PSP collection lately. There's no big hitters in here. There is... All of these have been featured in a video lately. I'm just loving the PSP, and they're so cheap. But I'm not going to have any allocated space. They're just literally on a windowsill. Half of these will probably go once I've played them. I'm actually away this weekend, and a PSP and some games coming with me, so I'll be trying some out and getting rid of any which I have no love for. Loving the Atari, but just not played any Atari 2600 or 7800 for a long time. I tend to have phases. I play like one or two consoles at any time, and that's about it. At the moment, it's Xbox 360, Switch, and PSP, and a bit of Game Boy. And that's all I'm really playing. I have phases of, like, say, the Mega Drive, of NES, of PS1. But yeah, I haven't really played much of those lately. So, again, just a little stack of some box games, some real good titles in here. There was a shop, you've probably seen a short and a few videos I've done a while ago. There was a shop that just had tons and tons where someone moved up north and sold the whole collection. And they're not massively expensive. They're not, it doesn't seem like too many people are collecting them. It's just some fodder, some random Power Rangers, and just some random bits there. Game Boy Color game, which is the Betrayal WWF game, which is like a beat 'em up. It's a bit of a strange one. That I got that from a gaming market up in Black Country one, and yeah, that is a strange one. It's like a beat 'em up, like Streets of Rage style. It's not like a normal wrestling title. It's quite cool how that's done. Yeah, some random. I've got rid of some of these little arcade cabinets before, but yeah, just some, you know, some gifts, some books there. The artwork. I've got so many posters, and I try to frame them. Like I've got a frame here, and I just end up moving things around, hide them behind stuff. But I don't know if I should just bite the bullet, because I force some of these in a frame. They don't even look as good. Obviously, pictures become pictures once they got a frame. Before that, it's just a poster. I can look a bit childish, but I mean, look at this. I've had to cut him to fit him. And that is an original. I've butchered an original GTO London poster. But never mind. I've shown the shrine of plushies. I don't know how this happened. I've stopped looking for them. I was picking them up at boot sales, and I just picked up the odd random one cheap. And it's just to cover the wires. I'm not an organised man, as you can see. It's absolute chaos in here. So yeah, they're just chucked down to hide the old wires. Let's take a pew. So in this corner, this is where it all started. You've probably seen me on Dow's video. We talked about my games room. That was a little exclusive for Daily Retro YouTube channel. And I said everything started off in this corner. So all these consoles are all plugged in, ready to go. And I can't rave enough about this TV. The ports it's got on it, everything seems to go in here. New school, old school. It's absolutely awesome. HDMI, USB, RF. The big circle, whatever you call it, not those little coloured ones, you know, the big coloured ones, I don't know what they're called. But yeah, so we got in here GameCube, Xbox Original, NES. The Wii never gets played, that's a confession, that never gets played. SNES, N64, PS1, PS2, and Xbox 360. I don't have a lot for the PS2 at all by any means. And we've got Atari down here. Master System doesn't get played much at all either. And that little Mega Drive. So all these all get played a lot. That Crystal Xbox is broken, and I'm an idiot for not trying to return that. And the games you see down here, like I say, I like to play them before getting rid of them. Excuse the old dirty sock in the corner. Basically, it's not dirty, it's on my foot. I've been at work. I want to try these out, so I just want to try them out, so see what they're like before I move them on. So it's just a few games, a 7800 one there. Future Tactics, I've actually been playing that in the last month or so. I can't work out if it's good or bad, if I want to keep it or not. And then that's just a real odd game which I picked up at another sort of game fair. FIFA, this is what I've been playing lately, is the Formula 1 game. So I've picked these up in a recent CX video. I'm playing 2012. And then I've picked these up at charity shops. Don't know where to keep them. I want to try them first. And these two, what's the story? This one, I met a YouTuber who wanted this game. He mentioned it, I've got it. So I wanted to give it a little play before sending it to him. And then Tenchu 2, I remember this at school. I want to go back and play in it. I remember it being like a stealth game. I don't really like stealth games. But I thought I'll give that a little whack. Before we stand up and go on to the Mega Drive and the NES, let's go through the PS1. It's not a bad collection. Some of these, Goldtooth's little one is collecting some PS1 games. So I might move on some of these like Army Men, because I don't really think they're for me. I've played them. The graphics are terrible. So what have we got? Anything to note? Action Man not played. This is just an old Rare game. Alone in the Dark. Cool Borders. Loved Cool Borders games. Some of them are just cheap and I've just got good memories of. It don't have to be necessarily expensive or a rare title that flopped. You know, there's nothing wrong with these high successful games like Cool Borders that we all had, even though they were basic. Crash Bash I loved, but going back to it, it was painful. Driver and Die Hard, they're awesome. Demolition games. Destruction Derby games, sorry, are absolutely amazing as well. I did a top 10 or top 20 about 2 years ago on YouTube. And I need to do another one. That's for PS1. I deleted that video because about 6 months ago, and I've been working on my new top 20 or top 25 list. So that will come up hopefully sometime in the summer. What have we got at the bottom? Rugrats Search of Reptar. Again, so much nostalgia for that. And I've completed that like 3 times. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3. I love collecting the boxing games, even though they are dreadful. Hogs of War, I knew nothing about that. But thanks to the lovely retro gamers on YouTube, I managed to go back and play that. FIFA 98, the best FIFA of all time. Indoor Stadium. I think that one had commentary for the first time. What else was... Oh, yeah, it's got the best song. Blur Song 2. That was the one at the beginning, wasn't it? Space Hulk. I want to get rid of that. Again, that's painful to go back and play. Like the engine or whatever you call on that. I've only kept it because it's like a Warhammer sort of title. Games Workshop title, terrible game. Street Racer, I used to have that on every console. Slimmed down and just got it now. I've got rid of the Mega Drive and SNES on the PS1. I'm never going to go back and play it. Space Jam and Small Soldiers, again, that's just for nostalgia. Silent Hill, awesome. Tekkens are awesome. Thrasher, again, it's no Tony Hawk's and it plays terrible. Tomb Raiders, I enjoyed them. I didn't enjoy them too much back in the day. I didn't really like platformers. My sister did, but I didn't. I love the Twisted Metal games. It's my basically Twisted Metal and Silent Hill is going to be in the top 3. SmackDown 2 and SmackDown, awesome games. And yeah, I've got loads of copies of Twisted Metal as it appears. They seem to be dotted around everywhere. And while we're staying seated, so there's some good 2600 games here. Combat, Space Invaders, Mario Bros. It's quite rare. Mr. Do, Galaxian, E.T., not rare. Lazy Gates, that's quite rare. The white labels generally are. Grand Prix, crap game. Freeway, very fun. A lot of people got nostalgia for that. It's like just multiplayer, head-on-head, Crossy Road, basically. Haunted House, again, I can't really get onto that. I love Q*bert, Donkey Kong, River Raid 2, Kangaroo, Barnstorming, Road Runner, Obliques and Moon Street, but these are quite rare. River Raid's a great game. But yeah, I've not played them for a while, but that's why I like doing this video, is because I'll talk about these games. It plants seeds in my own head. So many times I've been with someone, said what I don't like and what I do like, and I end up going home and playing and getting into what I don't like. I'm very fickle like that, if that's the right word. Wii doesn't get played much. I've traded out most of Wii, but there's some good titles in there which I decided to keep. You know, Resident Evil, House of the Dead, Dead Space, Mario and Sonic, Punch Out. I wanted all the Punch Outs. I've got the NES Mike Tyson one. Got a nice copy of the sealed one, the Wii. I've not actually ever played it. I don't really want to open that, so I'll probably have to get another copy of that. And I have got... I lost out on a copy of the Super Punch Out, unfortunately. But how hard? I played recently an original Cab, the Punch Out. That was hard. I prefer it on the NES. One of my favourite games for the NES. And then there's a few random PlayStation titles down there. Like I say, I don't really... a few of them are sealed. Don't really play much PS2. I think I played so much of it when I was younger and the library's so big. I try not to dabble back in. I tend to play them on the Xbox 360. Buzz, absolutely loved that. A lot of memories of that. Me and the missus and a few friends. Jungle Party. Very childish, I know, but that was a laugh. That's why that's sealed. But they have been played recently, so I have got another copy of that. Excuse the humming in the back corner. That is the power supply for Donkey Kong. Hope it isn't annoying you too much. So Sega Mega Drive, again, you can see once allocated areas are full, I trade them in. That's why I'm constantly trading games in. So you'll see there's only ever going to be about 30 Mega Drive games in my possession. Dragon might go at some point. So might Super WrestleMania. I love Sonic Spinball. I love the Grand Prix games. NBA Jam. I'm not going to play that 2-player of anyone unless it's on the arcade. Street Fighter 2, of course it's better on the SNES, but I've got a lot of nostalgia for it on the Mega Drive. With a 6-button pad, it's fine. Love Aladdin. Still remember the level cheat. AABB. Machines might move them on. They're great games. They are. No, I'll say it out loud. I'm not going to. I do love them. Mr. Nuts is a great game. That might move on. Lion King, bloody hell, that's hard. That might move on. That's a beat 'em up very hard. Quackshot, love Castle of Illusion and all the Mickey Mouse titles. That one, World of Illusion, absolutely awesome. Cannon for the Love, Bonkers. All of these are saying these are some big titles which are really good. I've not played Toy Story or Power Rangers yet. Picked them up not too long ago. As you can see, I've done a video on that before. That is not an authentic. That's an expensive game. As you can see from the spine, that's like a reprint cover. Splatterhouse 2, again. I think you can get Splatterhouse 2 and Splatterhouse on the Xbox 360 when you complete the game. Where is it? Only on a 360 version. Google that, guys. Let me know if I'm talking nonsense. I don't think it's correct for the... I can't find it. Splatterhouse, this game. There's a couple there. I don't think it's for the PS3, but when you play it for the Xbox 360, it's got that content. So I might actually... I wanted that for ages, and I finally got it. Played it like Halloween a few years ago, and then I was like, oh. Shinobi, Wonder Boy, Bubsy, again, crap game, but I love it. Home Alone, I absolutely love it. I had a little series of playing bad games that people were recommending. A lot of nostalgia games from their childhood, and that was a game I was recommended from a friend, Jake, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Love Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, Batman Zombies. There's some big games there, obviously awesome games. Mercs, Kid Chameleon, awesome. Fatal Fury, loads of memories for that. Theme Park, absolutely loved it. So yeah, I can't get any of these. These are awesome, man. World of Illusion, Alien Storm, I love that more than bloody Golden Axe. That's a bit like Punch Out. Awesome game, awesome game. Again, I think they're quite rare. That one's quite rare, isn't it? I say rare, expensive. Road Rash 2, what a game. I've not played much Road Rash 3. Only played a little bit of Risky Roads and Fatal Rewind. So you can tell I've pretty much slimmed down. There's only a few titles up towards this end. And what I'll do is I'll wait till I see Mega Drive games I want. I'm in no rush. I've really slowed down the buying lately. I'll pick them up. They'll slot in and games will come out. On the NES, again, there's only room for a few more. That's the favourite title. I want this box. Missed out on a boxed one. It's like an American title. Mind you, this is American. Obviously, my NES must be chipped because it works. Apparently, it's easy to mod, like a little lever you push down. Someone told me. Top Gun, that might end up going. Operation Wolf, I just love that. Obviously, it's nothing like the arcade. And I can play it on the little jammer cab behind me because that's got it on there. But that still stays in the collection. Chip and Dale is a good platformer. Cabin's Collection, Chris, he's completed every NES game. I think he's doing it at SNES. So any game I want to see what it's like, if I like it, for buying it, I'll just watch him play it. And he gives you a good review of it. Link game, again, this is a very rare, great condition, but I'm not too bothered with Zelda games, so I might end up getting rid of that. These are some cheap games, just fun that I remember. Godzilla, that was fun, did a video playing that. Love Super Mario Bros. 3. Maniac Mansion, again, a lot of people have nostalgia for it. I don't remember it when I had to play it. I didn't really enjoy it. Found it quite difficult. I might end up moving that on. Kirby's Adventure, other than Punch Out, those two are my top 3. Again, Castlevania, a lovely copy of Siren's Quest, quite a pricey title. Not necessarily a Castlevania man, so that may get moved on. Track and Field, I love those games, and Hyper Sports. Don't play it much on the NES. Turtles, I think I said I was going to give it to Scott, Sega Zombie. A lot of nostalgia for it, but I find it painful going back and playing it. But I don't know if I had it on fucking Windows DOS or an Amstrad Amiga, because it's been ported on so many things. It looks exactly the same. Maybe it was the NES I had it on, but yeah, that was like one of the first titles I went to get when I got the NES again. But yeah, not too much love for it. And again, some cheap titles. Paperboy, I moan about it all the time. I used to really love it, and now I bloody hate it. It's ported on absolutely everything, and I find it so difficult. DuckTales is awesome. Couple of versions of Kirby because I love it. Batman, I got that because Scott, Sega Zombie, said that was awesome. Shadow Warriors, I don't even know if I've played that, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know if I must have played it if I put it up there. But yeah, so see, that's the only. I haven't got loads of games, you see. Some people have a lot more. In terms of, am I a true collector? Probably not, because I don't hold on to anything or hold things for a long time. And that is a very small library for a console. But as you can see, for all these consoles, it's a very small library. But I'm not a full set collector. Looking at some of the box consoles, there's nothing else really I would want. I mean, I did see a lovely boxed another N64. Again, I haven't played much on the N64. I love my Pokemon Pikachu one, but I saw a GoldenEye boxed console, a lovely condition at Miso, one of my local shops. So Miso Retro Games in Barleylands and Retro Hunter in Lee. I'm really lucky. I've got two of like the best shops within a 15-minute drive of me. PS1, Mega Drive. I mean, I might get rid of that at some point. Same with the GameCube. It's got a silver and orange one. The silver one's down there I play with. The orange one I keep boxed. And then the purples, because that's what happened when I was younger. But I might get rid of it. If I ever need some cash for something, I'll get rid of that, because that's just taking space up. I'll go through the other section when we get over there. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to turn off in case that humming is doing everyone's head in, rather than fiddle about with it, and we'll turn that one back on. We'll turn that one back on in a bit. That's better, isn't it? You can hear me now. That was painful. Apologies. So, Xbox original. There is some good games in here. There really is. And they're really cheap, most of them. Leisure Suit Larry, they might go down the Switch. Atari Anthology. There's a lot more games on that than there is on the PS1 version. Love 50 Cent, Bulletproof. Mike Tyson, Not Tried. Wallace and Gromit, I think that is sealed. Metal Gear Solid 2, Not Tried. Crash is awesome. Lord of the Rings games were awesome. Suffering, Manhunt, Punisher, Buffy. They're awesome games. Jet Set Radio, Reservoir Dogs, Outrun 2. Love Def Jam. There's some horror games in there. Project Zero, Evil Dead, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, Road Rage, Family Guy. What a great game. See, these are all, other than the couple here, Destroy All Humans. I've even played that on the Switch remastered, so I might get rid of that. So there's a few games I might get rid of, but I'll wait until I get some more, fill that space, and they come out. There's only a couple which will probably not make the cut. Xbox 360. Again, some awesome games. Dead Rising. I've done a lot of videos on these, like great games for under £10. Condemned 2. Grand Theft Auto games, Halos, Mafia. Naughty Bear. I remember playing that, rented from Blockbuster. Left 4 Dead. I had so much fun with that with my friend Pat. Again, I've not tried that Family Guy game yet. Red Dead Redemption's every bloody version because they're awesome. There's loads of Resident Hills, but I'm trying to go through them all. I'm playing Nemesis at the moment, number 3, before I move on to the more modern. Splatterhouse talked about. I'm collecting the wrestling games and the Formula 1 games. So, yeah, sort of working my way through those. Silent Hill, Street Fighter, SSX. So some of these games are sealed as well. UFC games I've never really played. So they sort of skip by me. That's awesome game, Vin Diesel, Will Moon. I won't go too much on about the games, because I know I've covered a lot of these in some other videos. But if there's anything anyone's interested in, just comment and we can have a chat about them. I've got a couple of copies of this Mario Kart Double Dash. Now, this GameCube collection is something that will get thinned down, because a lot of these I brought when I was doing my high school score series. Not high score, school series, high score. And they're just cheap games that I thought would be fun multiplayer to play with people on the internet. But other than another copy of Mario Kart Double Dash, Colosseum, 8 Wheeler is awesome, but am I going to go back and play original Burnout? That's been remastered and everything. I've played that. That's going to go. Am I going to play these particular 2 Tony Hawk's titles? They might go. They're all right, though, aren't they? Crazy Taxi's good. I love Super Monkey Ball. This side's probably staying, other than the Tony Hawk's. These 3 might go and Burnout. But there's some games in here. Again, like I said, I'm not a massive, that's still in its packaging, a massive Zelda fan. I must have brought that because it's a good deal. Some of these were brought to do like high score challenge on. This will go. Starsky and Hutch will go. Beach Spikers is actually a good game. Def Jam I love. The Turtles, I don't think that's amazing. It's a second one that's quite expensive, isn't it, on the GameCube. Not played the SpongeBob games yet. Sega Rally game, the only game I got for the Sega. Behind those lovely ladies, Sega Saturn's up there. I'm trying to stay away from the Sega, away from the Sega Saturn. I literally got it for Sega Rally. I haven't got the wheel. I haven't got around to playing it yet. Basically, the only friend I knew, Niall, I doubt he's watching this. I think he lives in Scotland now. He had a Sega Saturn. The only person I remember from my childhood having one. I remember him playing a Batman game on it. I'm watching him play it. That's only nostalgia. And they're quite expensive. So I thought I'd try and, not all of them, but there's enough going on. I don't need to get involved with that console in a minute. So I'm trying to avoid it. SNES and N64 games are here. Again, see, I've got a real small library of games for each console. 1080 Snowboarding, that's a cheap one, but it's immaculate condition. Just holding on for it a minute. All Stars is awesome. It's basically the first remastered Mario of 1, 2, and 3. Batman Returns, awesome. I did a video on that. It's a great beat 'em up. There goes little Michael Jordan, representing Michael Jordan, which is quite a rare game. I can't remember, I think I paid quite a bit for it even back in the day. He's going to fall off again. FSX Zero, Snowboard Kids, not the second one, the first one, still great fun. Mario Tennis, again, immaculate condition, but I'm never going to go back and play it. Biker Mice and Mars, a repro box. I only got the official cart. What's that? That's Paperboy. The Paperboy might end up going, which is that second one down. So there's room for these games to go, but fucking hell, we need Phil again. But there's obviously room for a couple more games. So when I bring some in, some will go out. Absolutely love Beavis and Butthead and the SNES. Some more 64 games. Love Pokemon Snap. Love Diddy Kong. GoldenEye, got to have. Mario Golf. Those are some big hit titles. You've got to have those in your collection. So Diddy Kong, Pokemon Snap, 007, GoldenEye, Mario Golf, 64. I did a video comparing all the Mario Golfs. And I did say I think I preferred 64 version over Toadstool Tour, which is a GameCube version. WrestleMania arcade game, a lot of nostalgia for it. I've not played that basketball game. It's quite rare. Page Master, Cannon Fodder, Jungle Strike, Looney Tunes. It's a game that seems to be... Oh, it's in my hand. This, again, some games are just rare, not even that good. I love boxing games. I got this ages ago. There's none of the... Some games aren't on CX. Once they are on CX, they can go 2 ways. Either they lose value or they become very rare. Cost a lot of money. Now, this one seems to have gone the latter. So at one point, there was one person putting it on eBay, writing, only one on eBay, because there's literally one on eBay. No one else had one on there. And he just put his own price, like 300-400 quid. But it's a crap game. Don't buy it. Borrow it for me. Play it for free. So that's kind of this section now, which we've covered. A few little sort of gaming studio lights. So, yeah, on over to before we get onto the channel update at the end. This will probably only be a half an hour video. We're well and truly in the back third. So I've got this sort of multi-cab, which is absolutely awesome. There's a computer down there. My friend Rob done me a very good deal on it because he was working at the arcade and he didn't need to play the games because he had them at work. So he done me a great deal on this, and this is basically, I'll show you. It's got pretty much everything on there. These are what I've been playing lately, but it's got all games, whatever that is, 10,094. It's got a lot of games on there, horizontal, most played, vertical. So everything's pretty much on there. Ghosts and Goblins, another one that I was playing recently, R-Type Leo. So yeah, that is awesome. Before I move on to the other cabs, so some old stuff down here, look, some Spectrums that I haven't sorted out. Intellivision, haven't got around sorting that out either. A few joysticks and stuff. The Xbox One's packed up. The old CRT's down there. To be honest, doesn't get much use because I even play the Atari, believe it or not. It plays beautifully on that TV. There's a switch dock that's normally here. That's packed because we're going away. The second switch dock is downstairs. And then there's just some random figures and just fodders, which you've probably seen on different shorts. That normally lights up. This TV is basically where the Switch gets played on that sofa. Spins around as it does. Up the top here, the reason why I say I'm probably done with consoles, unless I see anything particular I want. I got my NES. Atari Jaguar was like one of the last things I wanted. Sega Mega Drive. Those, I've got so many variations now. I don't anymore. Just think these are really awesome. Seeing the Aladdin, the Lion King. I was collecting the variants of the Switch. I missed out on a really good deal for the Monster Hunter one. Was it Monster Hunter or was it... What's that game? Not Baldur's Gate. Everybody's screaming at the telly or your phone watching this. You know what I mean. Forgetting what it's bloody called. It come to me in a minute. That other type of game like that. They had a Nintendo Switch console variant, and it was a really good deal. I missed out on Facebook. I snoozed on it, and it kind of annoyed me and put me off searching for them. But again, there's not enough room for them here anyway. I've kept that OLED in the box, in the packaging. Never going to open it, just as a... So I say I don't keep anything for value and investment, but I guess I have with that subconsciously, I should say. When I got the Jaguar, it was an expensive month. I picked up the Sega Saturn, another console that I wanted. Why are these hiding behind this obsession for Page? You're probably wondering. I can't explain that, but it's there. Why is there 3 different versions? Again, I can't explain myself for that. Yeah, don't know what to say. She's just there, checking the room out, checking me out. Atari 7800, picked up the Boot Sound Devon. That was awesome about a year ago over the bank holidays. I got the Dreamcast, I think, and the Sega Saturn and the Jaguar in the same bloody month. Not the best of Dreamcasts. You know, you like to see like a nice sticker like Game Station or Electronics Boutique or Woolworths. I don't know if you can see that. Tesco sticker. And there's no inserts, but I was just rushing. Hadn't seen a Dreamcast for ages. I picked one up, and then a week later I saw loads. Immaculate. That's how it is, isn't it? Like buses. I play a lot of Game Boy. So the Game Boy and PSP and all the Game Boy games are actually by the bedside. So that's where it tends to get played. So I can't show you my loose carts for those, but it's only about 20. And then, yeah, there's just some nice sort of conditioned box. These are for display. I don't play those Pokemon games anymore. That I picked up is, again, I was collecting the 3DS Pokemon variants. I might move those on. These are all just things I've stumbled across. Looks quite good based on display. But I know by doing this video, I haven't played enough Dreamcast whatsoever. I am going to go back. I really need to play the Dreamcast. So I picked up these. Again, it's a tiny little small collection, which I've not played much of at all. I've not played any of these. Kiss. Let me try and pull all these out just to show you guys. So that was a real random one. NFL Blitz, loads of memory of that, nostalgia from that. What an awesome game that was. What can I tell you? I can't tell you much about this. I did watch the gameplay footage before buying it. Zombie Revenge, that looked awesome. Another awesome game. I really, really want to get into the Dreamcast. I did have one for a brief period. I traded in a PS1, believe it or not, which is like a backwards move. This is a game I remember playing with my friend Donald when I was younger. Great time with that. That just looked cool. Soul Fighter. And then WWF Royal Rumble. I remember I had so much nostalgia of it, so I actually managed to find a sealed one. I loved this because it's the first time you could have more than 4 people in the ring, and it blew my mind because normally you play Royal Rumble on any wrestling game. There's 4 people in the ring, and the timer won't start until someone's eliminated, and there's 3. But that, I think you could have up to 6 or 8 players, and that absolutely blew my mind. That's the wife's favourite game, Pokemon Pinball. So yeah, I'm hoping from this video, talking out loud, I'll finally get round to playing the Sega Saturn. But I really want to play Dreamcast. If I take anything away from this, I want to play that Dreamcast. Now, to finish it up with a little channel update. So what it is basically is I've acquired this beautiful. Let's plug her back in. So you've probably seen from previous videos, I have got a Sega cab, which is absolutely awesome. How annoying is that buzzing? So I have to fiddle with this adapter and make the sound stop. But there's no time for that. Ain't got no time for that. Oh look, a few little titles and little demos, just prettying the place up. Do love my Kirby, but they're bloody expensive. That's why I've got them loose. There's nothing wrong with loose carts. Roger Retro Gamer says it all the time. The Americans do it well. Display the loose carts. You don't need everything boxed. Frogger, original Sega cab, and these are brilliant. If I moved house again, this is a pain. We're upstairs in the house. That shouldn't have gone up there. It's a lot of weight. There's a lot of damage to the walls. There's a lot of ag. This, if I moved house, I would end up giving it back to the gentleman and friend I got it from. But these little cabarets, they're tiny, they don't weigh much, they're easy to manoeuvre. An original Sega cab, obviously I got this Frogger from Neon Knights. I had the high score on it, they offered it to me for a really good deal, which is a really nice gesture. So I was like their best customer in there, that was really awesome of them. So I managed to pick up the Frogger, so I got original, that's like my favourite game. And believe it or not, I didn't play loads of this Donkey Kong, and this is from the same arcade, but I'd begun to love it playing it on here. We did like a high score competition like in there, and it's sort of grown on me. I learnt the game there. I never really was that interested in it, found it too hard, but I kind of learnt the game in there. And they had this for sale for quite a while, and managed to do a deal. And obviously no, I would always offer it back to them if I was ever finished with it. But I know it is literally as rare as rocking horse shit. I don't even know if there is another one in the country. If there is, someone's keeping quiet with it. Obviously of this size, I know the full cab you see everywhere with a full design, but this little cabaret, is that what they call them, the mini cabinets? I might be talking wrong. That means something else. Does that mean saying rude? Who knows? But yeah, so I've now got a Nintendo and a Sega cab, which is absolutely awesome. So we've got original Sega cab here. It's absolutely beautiful, and I love Frogger. And then we've got original Donkey Kong. You've seen me play it when Mitch come round. Actually, no, I played that on there. So the only time you've seen this was on Daily Retro. So on Dale's channel. So you saw me talk and mention about it. So I was going to bring up about it and do a channel update then. I've never done one before. But yeah, in all its glory. So, I mean, how cool is that? A Donkey Kong original Nintendo cab. And it's just absolutely awesome. And that's it. I said I was going to keep it a half an hour long. The only other channel update is it's going to be more. It's basically, you've probably seen, there's a lot of expos, a lot of game hunting. So it's going to be a lot of charity shops, boot sales, a lot of meeting up with other tubers, and a lot of expos and gamings and stuff. Because that seems to be what people like to watch. Even when I play these games and film and upload and do reviews, people don't get as much views as my other videos. So I'll just play them without flicking the camera on and just show you guys what you want to see. But anything you do want to see, obviously, of course, let me know. I just wanted to do my first channel update by showing this fantastic Donkey Kong cabinet and just show you guys, because I know you've seen little glimpses of what's in the games room, and Mitch done a nice tour on Retro Rummage, but I thought I'd show you from myself, just going through a nice half an hour video of what I've got in the games room. So cheers, guys. I've just got Marathon Gaming. See you soon for another video. Cheers. I'm Mario. And I am the Hedgehog. And today, with this...
Welcome to Marathon Gaming. Boom!